Welcome to this week's episode of Pickles and Pasta.
With Steph and Jay.
Hey. I like that. That sounded good.
Yeah, it's cute.
Yeah, it's cute. It's cute, but it's not too cute.
About as cute as you are.
Well, I'm cute, but not too cute. Okay, I guess I'll take cute, but not too cute. That's good. I mean, cute babies are cute. Dogs are cute. Men aren't cute. Men are
handsome, swarthy.
Keep going. I'm just kidding. So it looks like I can see the ground again, almost.
I'm working on it.
You're definitely working on it. God bless you. You're an amazing.
I'm a trooper. Got to say that about me.
You're amazing. I think you're wonderful. I think you're fantastic. You're beautiful. You're stylish. You're an excellent cook. You're just amazing. Like I'm so sorry. I'm just you got me wound up. You got me a little excited here. So I'm getting a little excited.
Good snow shoveler.
You're a good snow shoveler. Yeah. So. Yeah, look, it's wow. Okay, I hope everybody saw that on the video. I really do. If you're listening to this on Spotify or Apple or whatever your favorite podcast thing is, I deeply encourage you to go over to YouTube and check out at least the first couple of minutes of this week's episode.
And I showed you my guns.
Yeah, because when Steph brings guns to the table, it's time to watch out. So. It's a whopping like 30 something degrees today. So I'm schwitzing.
Miami weather.
It was 30. It's 30 degrees in Miami.
So it's Miami weather.
So one friend of mine posted something the other day who's been down there for a while. I mean, he's from Israel, but I met him in New York. He lived in New York for 20 years, whatever. And he moved to Miami, maybe around COVID time, whatever. He posted the other day. He was in a scarf. He's a really good cook. He used to own that restaurant Barbunia.
Oh, okay.
He was the original owner of Barbunia, and so he's an excellent cook. He's like a really excellent cook, and he loves to do it. But he's in his house, in his apartment or whatever. It was a sweater and a big scarf, like twice the size of my scarf. And he's like, it's freezing here.
You probably don't have heat.
Well, he's like, it's 50 degrees here. I'm freezing. So I'm making my favorite, whatever delicacy he was making. And then someone else just texted me yesterday who went down there to get warm. And she's like, it's freezing down here. And I said, I heard it's 50. She said, it's 30. And I was like, oh my goodness, 30 in Miami. Look, 50 in Miami is.
It sucks when you're down there and it's below 50.
Horrible. 50 degrees in Florida is really cold. It really, it's very different. And you're right. They look, all the AC units have heat. Like they do have heat, but they're not used to it. And the floors and it's very difficult for them. And I can't believe we're saying this, like poor babies, it's horrible. It's 50 degrees for like a week. But yeah, actually, but even more that I'm liking the fact that that the snow is kind of melting a little bit is that it's not pitch dark at like 4:30 in the afternoon. And the fact that you're starting to see that change. I mean, I know it technically happens, the end of December where it starts to turn. Mm-hmm. But come end of January, you start to see it. You don't notice it. It's so incremental those first few weeks. Mm-hmm. Now you start to see the difference. Now it's starting to feel, okay.
And we're out of January.
That was the shortest January ever. I mean, that's unbelievable. It's so short. I couldn't believe it. I was so short that I just figured, you know what? Let's start all over again. It felt like we started January like 18 times during the month, like over and over again.
It was a long month.
It was a very long month. But we made it. It's February. Puxatani Phil, I don't know what he did, but he went back in hiding. So we've got another 6 years of winter. But, yeah, it's Pennsylvania. Who fucking pays attention to people in Pennsylvania anyway? Okay, that's all right. Or whoever's relax, everybody. It's just a joke. It's just kidding. I think Pennsylvania.
Yes, I live in Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania is fantastic. It's a great place. It's a great place. Anyway, so you ready for this week's episode? I think we've got some good stuff here. We got some good stuff to talk about here. So a lot of what we talk about is obviously we're both in creative worlds and how different things around the world affect us and all that kind of stuff. And I was thinking about the other day, like, there's different kinds of, first of all, there's different kinds of jobs, right? In general, like that's obvious, like different kinds of things that people do as a job or as a passion or career or whatever. And that's great. And I think that's wonderful. People should do multiple different things. It makes the world go around. Amazing. Creatives are a little bit different than other types of jobs. We established that. It's fine. Again, no problem. Not better, not worse, just different. But within the creative worlds, I was thinking about it, is that there's also multiple ways that people are creative. So there's like the creatives that are just creating, I don't want to say for themselves, but kind of. Like a musician is making a song that they feel, they're writing or performing a song that's what they feel. They're not thinking about, oh well, I've got this, I've got to make it like this, and I've got to do this, and I've got to make it sure that no, they're it's coming out. A painter is like you as a when you wear your painting hat. I don't mean your painting hat, although I'm going to go find you a painting hat because now I really want to see you in a painting hat because
I do like hats.
it's going to be so sexy. You in a painting
Beret,
hat.
the
You in a
beret,
Yeah, it's something with a painting
Miss
hat.
Mom.
You one of your outfits and like with the ripped jean. Yeah, I'm getting you a paint. I'm going to find you a painting, like a really cool painting hat. Anyway, I totally lost track of what we're talking about. You got me so distracted
We're
thinking about
talking
you.
about how creatives are
I
different.
know, I know, I know. I'm just joking. Anyway, so when you have your painting hat on, you're painting what feels right to you. There's no, I hope they like it. Oh, I've got to do it this way, whatever. So that's one type of a creative. That's another type of creative, right? That writer, that singer, that whatever. That's that kind of, and that painter. There's the other creative who, say, a graphic designer or a web developer or a video producer. Well, they're doing it for a client. So they have to be creative to come up with an interesting, cool way to tell a story or to do something. But they have different sort of parameters. And I find it interesting. I just find it interesting, like how that's such a different sort of way to work, you
Well,
know?
I mean, as you were talking and explaining this, I know it's a creative, but I'm an artist. So a person who is doing something for themselves to bring out their own artistry that is an expression of what they want to do, that's an artist. I think when I'm hired in a creative capacity as a designer, I'm not wearing my artist hat. I'm in my true creative, like in a creative space, but I'm not acting as an artist as much. Does that make any? Does that?
It does. So yeah, it's interesting the way you're just defining it. So like to you, and I think you're accurate. Creative is the overall. The general is creative, and
Mhm.
artist is a type of creative,
Yeah.
and graphic designer is a different type of creative. And it's kind of like how I say entertainment, right? Like the entertainment industry is this vast
Hmm.
over thing, right? And there's entertainment, but there's filmmaking and there's theater and there's music and there's video games and there's hospitality. These are all things within entertainment. And I think that's a valid point. I mean, it's valid what you're saying. Like it's when you're an artist, you're in a way on your own. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If they buy it, they buy it. They don't, they don't. Like, again, why are there so many starving artists? Because people don't buy their stuff because they can't figure out the other aspects of the business to get their stuff sold. I mean, it's starving artist is a common term, but yeah, I guess that's to a great extent that's part of it, right? Like if you're the creative artist, the artist part of the creative, it's different than when you're the different type of creative, I guess.
Like the Rick Rubin description, he's talking about artists, people who are making something from their soul and their heart, and whether it's music or poetry or, fiction writing or, photography or any of those visual arts or, obviously sound, that's an artist. And like, it's interesting right now because I am an artist, but I'm also an entrepreneur. And right now, as I've been speaking to you about doing these new paintings, they're going to fit into a slightly different category. Yes, I'm an artist and I'm going to make them, but they're going to be a product. It's not me bearing my soul in a painting that I've, conjured up with, philosophy or emotion. It's really seeing that there is a hole in the marketplace for a certain type of work that gets hanged on a wall, which is still using my artistry, but it's not me fully being an artist. It's me more being a creative entrepreneur. So there's a difference in that aspect too.
Well, yeah, I mean that's kind of where I'm going with this, right?
Yeah.
Is like there's when you're I mean, obviously we've been talking about this for a very long time about how does your art fit into Have Some Fun Today and all that. And it's taken a long time of a lot of thinking and talking and experimenting, and you I think you're hitting that groove. I think you're really honing in on what could be that right thing, which is really exciting. For me, it's exciting personally to watch
No,
it.
it's exciting for me too. I'm having so much fun.
No, I know it's exciting for you. I'm saying it's sitting on the somewhat on the sidelines, not really, and seeing it, and it's exciting. It's very exciting. But you are very clearly there's a clear difference when you're painting these Have Some Fun Today paintings, which are super cool. I think they're super cool, and I'm excited for the world to see them. Even when you do that process, I can see your process is very different than when you get into the zone and you're painting your art, like your
Yeah,
true art, like
completely
you're
different
you're
thing.
out there. Like you
Yeah.
go really out there and then it's not right, and then you change it, and then you fix it, and then you go back and then you change it again, and then it's a very, very different. Here's like, okay, I think I got it. You work on it, you think about it, you do it, You make a couple of tweaks here and there, but you're like, okay, it's good, and you see, okay, but this is gonna fit here. So your mind, this is kind of almost like what we talked about in a previous episode about how when does the money come into the conversation? When
Hmm.
you're creating those pieces, you're thinking about that a little bit. Like, well, I don't
Oh
want to
yeah.
use this kind of material. I don't want to use this. Like, this has to have a reasonable cost to us, to me. I can't spend too much time on it because then I can't charge enough to compensate that. Like, there's a different process. So, in a way, it's client work, right? But it's not a direct client. It's like client work en masse, right? It's like
Yeah.
making
It's
a
product
product.
development.
Yeah, and it's where it's doing for a clientele, right? Like, hopefully hundreds and hundreds, thousands of people buy those pieces. Whereas one of your original paintings, one person is lucky enough to get it. That's it. We're done. We're good. Thank you. So I just think it's a different sort of mindset, and I think again our what's going on in our minds is affecting that, right? Like if you're not in the right place for it, you just can't do it. If there's things going on, if you don't physically feel well, you can't do it. If you don't mentally feel well, if you're too tired or you're too wired or you're too upset or you're too excited, it's difficult to do. So it's yeah, I think it's interesting. I think it's
Yeah. I mean, when I was working as an interior designer, because I did that for 25 years, that's, really dealing with, the client's needs and the parameters that they set forth with their budget and seeing what's going to fit into their existing spaces. So I'm very familiar with how to compartmentalize what is product or working for a client and knowing how to insert those parameters so that I don't go overboard with my time, with budget, with style. It's kind of ingrained in me for a very, very long time.
yeah, yeah, and it's yeah, it is different, right? It's a very different way. I mean, do you find it's more freeing sometimes to do the work for the client because you have that parameters? Like when you're doing something like this for the mass, because sometimes it is, right? Sometimes when you're too free, it doesn't. It's almost not freeing, and sometimes it is freeing. And I always find that interesting
I
too.
find it to be very freeing. I mean, it really depends what it is. Like these Have Some Fun Today paintings, they're very fun and they're very casual and they're not something that's going to take me, like some of my paintings take me over a year to do, like one painting. So we're talking about something that is of you know, a thousandth of a fraction of that, you know?
Yeah.
So they're just very different things. It's like comparing apples to oranges.
Yeah. Yeah. But the fact that you have a parameter around it, it's almost easier to do it, right? Like the fact that you have a set thing, it's like, okay, I know where to go with this. I can't go here. I can't go there. And I just go.
Yeah, but it's also rather boring. Like, I don't want to spend that's not giving me anything emotional, you know, if that's all I'm going to do. Like, I need to balance it with my own personal
Right.
work.
Yeah.
If
I
I
think,
were just doing one or the other, it's kind of, I like the balance.
yeah. I remember you said not too long ago, like with your paintings, like, sometimes there were times where you talked about like, damn it, this painting needs to be this has to be in someone's home. This painting belongs in someone's home to give them joy. And then there's other times you're like, I don't care if anybody ever buys this painting. I did this painting and I'm good. If this sells or doesn't sell, I don't care.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. I think the joy, like I think when I'm just watching, and again I'm observing, when you're painting these have some fun today paintings, there's joy in doing them. Like you do them and they're fun and they're cool and they don't take like they take time, of course, but they don't take like a crazy amount of time like some of your other paintings. The joy is almost like knowing someone's gonna have that in their apartment or in their office or in their house or
In
whatever.
the dorm room, you know.
Yeah, and it's like this cool feeling of like you just know that's gonna happen, right? Because it's not a super crazy expensive thing. You're like, someone's definitely going to buy this. It is definitely going to it's definitely going to do what it's meant to do, which is to give someone the inspiration and the incentive to have some fun today. And it's like a really cool thing. I don't know. I think it's kind of neat. I'm
Thank you.
excited.
We'll see how it goes. You know, we'll be launching
Fanboying
that
here a
in
little bit.
March.
Sorry.
We'll be launching all that in March. So we have
Yeah, be exciting.
a bit of time.
Very exciting. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Cool. Again, I was thinking about it because it's different with obviously we're helping each other with everything that we do, but you see it like with the stuff that we do, when we're doing something for a client, obviously we're getting creative and we're trying to think of the best way to do it, but we're restricted by what their parameters are. Their business is like this, so
Yeah,
we can't do that.
exactly.
And then there's stuff that we're working on that's like totally, free bird, and we're just kind of like going for it, and coming up with ideas for a script or coming up with ideas for something we want to build, and it's like it's very, very different. It's a different process. It's different brainstorming sessions. It's different. The parameters aren't there. It's just interesting. And then I was kind of thinking about it, like with you. I think it's kind of the same thing. I think we're not alone, because I talked to a lot of creatives that that either we work with already or that we just talk about potential projects in the future. And I hear what they go through. The same thing. Like, oh, I'm working on this project. It's super cool. It's like, oh, and then I did this thing for this client, and it was this, that, whatever. It's just, like one of the guys that we work with is working on something right now. And he was supposed to send me this document. And I messaged him and says, hey, what's up with that? He's like, I'm really sorry. He's like, that thing I told you I'm working on, the client's driving me crazy. And it's like,
Well,
okay.
there is a lot of that.
I'm like, okay. I was like, okay, I feel you. Like, I know, I know. And we're very lucky. Like our clients are really very blessed. Like so
Yeah,
far.
you've been lucky.
We've been, it's not purely luck. Like there's cultivation, obviously, right? Like
Yeah.
where we look at clients. There's definitely been people that have either approached us or I was introduced to, and very early on, like I sniff it and I'm like, that's not going to work. Like we're not a fit. Like we're just not going to fit. We don't need to go on a second date.
Well, honestly, that knowing which clients to accept and which clients to pass on is an art in itself. And towards the later years of me doing interior design, I got really smart about that. And, after you have a few clients that can drive you absolutely insane, you realize that it's just not worth it. So that is one piece of advice for anybody out there who has their own business and you're dealing with accepting clients. Get really smart about who the headaches are and the ones that are actually good clients, and you can have not only make money, but have a good two-way street experience.
Yeah. And listen, look, there's certain people in the universe. We've talked about this, that are just not good people, and that's fine. I think sometimes it's just not a good fit, right?
Yeah.
Like sometimes it's like that person's there's nothing wrong with this person. They're good people. There's nothing wrong, but we're so polar opposites on what our visions are and how we operate on a day-to-day basis, we're going to drive each other crazy. It's not that we can't do it. It's just not healthy. And it's better for them to be like, we're not the right fit for you. And sometimes I'll be like, look, let me introduce you to somebody else that I think you guys might get along better.
Right.
And it's just better to have like just a peaceful relationship with somebody than have something negative happen. It's not healthy. It's not worth, there's no money that's worth it, to have that sort of feeling. I don't, it's not for me. I mean, look, I get it. We all have been in situations where like we just have to take on. I mean, I've certainly have taken on clients over the years in every business I've had. We're like, shit. Okay.
Well, you learn the hard way.
Well, sometimes you just don't have a choice, right? Like sometimes, like, okay, I need the money. Like I've got to take this gig, and you
Right.
take the gig, and it sucks, and you grind through it. You grind through it. But when and look, it's not like we're rolling in billions of dollars, and people are it's not somebody waving rose petals. I mean, could you put the fan a little bit? Oh, yeah, that's much better. It's not like it's that, but it's still, you still have to kind of balance peace of mind, financial stability. Like it's just, you have to kind of find the balance. So
Yeah, totally.
yeah. So in that thinking about, how we even come up with these ideas and how we function and whether it's doing our own personal artistic creative projects or projects, how we're feeling is impacted, right? And that affects the work we do. But I think beyond that, we were thinking about it because it's come up for us, over time, and it happens in and out. How the mood and feelings of those we love or care about are important to us, how that affects our creative process. And I think that's kind of interesting that in other sort of businesses doesn't really come into play. I mean, it does, right? Like it does if your loved one, if your brother, your sister, your wife, your husband, whatever, is in a really shitty mood and you go to work, you're probably going to be in a shitty mood. But if you're doing something that doesn't involve creativity and you're just kind of doing something that's, somewhat mechanical, and I don't mean that negatively, but like very like, this is what I do. And, whether it's accounting or a lot of different things where it's not, I have to have the energy to come up with the right color or the right palette. I think it's very different. And I don't know, I just think that's something interesting to kind of explore a little bit.
Yeah, I hear where you're going with that because, for instance, I'm very close to my daughters. And, right now there's a lot of things happening in the world, as we've spoken about many times. And, they're going through some things that they, want to talk to me about as their mom. And I'm an artist, I'm a designer, I'm an entrepreneur. So, like, hearing the level of confusion,
Angst,
anger, angst,
stress.
these stress, yeah, these different emotions are coming through, in speaking with them at times. And, really that definitely influences like my mood and my energy. Sometimes I have a lot going on right now. I have a big solo show happening this weekend, and it's been a lot of work getting the art together, the documentation, getting the art there. There's just a lot of things that have been going on, and plus we were dealing with this crazy snowstorm, and moving all this art in this crazy weather has been a challenge. So how that has affected me, and like talking to them and trying to talk through some issues that are major. I mean, these are major things that they're experiencing for the first time. Of course, they're talking to me because I'm the person they talk to when they are confused, when they're
Which is
sad.
beautiful, which is wonderful.
I'm very lucky. I'm very lucky that I have such a close relationship with my children. They often don't wait till, the day is over to call me. I might get a call in the middle of the day, in the middle of anything I'm doing. And, it's all hands on deck when there's an issue or a problem that they need some help with or they need to talk through. And yeah, that kind of stuff definitely affects me. And it has affected me quite a lot this past week. I feel like the temperature has come down a little bit. I don't know why. Maybe we just don't have the bandwidth to continuously be upset at that level. But it affects my energy, I think, more than anything. And I need a lot of energy to do the stuff I do, so when my energy feels zapped, I might want to go to bed at 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah, I mean, look, I mean, obviously, I'm around you all the time, so I get it. I know when the temperature gets high, whether it's your daughters or something else that something is going to happen in the world, or something that's like intense, where it could be with a friend, it could be with nothing even bad, but it could be just like an intense conversation with a family member, it could be a tense conversation with a friend, it could be something you read in the news or something. When the temperature just gets high, it's very draining,
Yeah,
and
draining is a great word.
it just drains you. And when it drains you, you just your brain is done, and then you can't think of something creative when your brain is done. It's just not possible, and it's not as simple. I remember I had this advisor a long time ago. My partner has had a family advisor for them, and it's just like they thought it would be good if he could help us with what we were working on together. And the guy was a very, very smart guy. He was a just absolute pain in my ass, but he was very, very smart. And we talked about it, and he worked with his brain. Like that's what he did. His it was numbers and strategy, and he worked with his brain. And I remember him saying to me once, he's like, a construction worker works hard all day. He's like, I couldn't do it. It's like they work their ass off. It's like, but they go home, whatever, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, they take a nap and they can get back to work. Like they can go do something. They can take a nap and they can go to dinner, they can do whatever. He's like, when my brain is overloaded as someone who's thinking constantly, I'm done. Like that's it. I can't take like a 2 hour nap and all of a sudden I'm good to go. I'm not. And I think and I remember thinking that like whenever I see it with you, I'm like, it's the same sort of thing with an artist brain. I think you need to see something, you need to see a color, you need to see a flow, you need to see a something. And when there's this overload of other things, emotions and other things, it's just very hard to do. It's very hard to kind of create, I think.
Yeah,
Um,
fortunately, there are some aspects of doing the work I do that is actually, I don't want to say busy work, but it doesn't exactly require the same type of thinking,
yeah.
decision making that I need to be able to access, when I have a clearer head. So sometimes there are things I can do that are soothing to me
All right. Right.
in that space.
Yeah.
But for the most part, you're right. I do need to have like less, like no burdens on my brain,
Yeah.
unless I want to go in and paint a really dramatic painting.
Again, I think it's important, I think, because there are a lot of things going on. And it's not, how it is when you have a lot going on and you don't know, maybe it's just you. And then we talk to so many different people every day. And I mean, you hear me on calls all day long, and I talk to people all over the place, and you're like, what the hell happened to that person? Like, what the hell's going on? How can, it's all the time. It's like almost every day you hear something of somebody and this person's family member, or this person's house, or this person's something. And so, you get all that stuff in, it's hard to then be like, okay, I need to be creative right now. Like I've had it, I had it the other day where I really had to kind of think of something, and it was really, I really had to do it. And I was literally, I mean, I think you were downstairs. I was like walking around in circles. Like I really was like, I was like, okay, don't sit here, do something, like do something. And I literally just like, I walked around one direction, I walked around the other direction, I went, stood someplace, I went the other place. So in others, I'm like, come on, like go, like let's get back to work.
Maybe you need to shovel some snow.
Yeah, that's really not very funny. It's really not. It's not funny. It's not funny. But anyway, and now people are going to think I'm a slacker.
He's not.
I'm
Believe
not.
me, he doesn't even let me carry a grocery bag.
I don't. That's right. So, but I just think that it's an interesting thing. I think that as creatives, we're so blessed. Really, we're so blessed to be able to come up with ideas that other people can't, and that's not a knock on them because the things they do we can't. That can go out into the universe, but we also function this weird way that if certain we need things to be a certain way. And yeah, it's just interesting, like, right, sometimes you need music to create, and sometimes silence. But I was just thinking about it because I think as we go through life and our relationships change with our children, with our parents, with our siblings, with our friends, like things just change. How that impacts what we create and how we create it and what works, I think it's important to be conscious of it because I think if we can find that balance, we can keep an overall general balance of what we do, and I think that that can be very healthy. Yeah, yeah.
Cool. Well, it's good to have that awareness now because I have a lot more painting to do in my life.
I mean, I hope this is helpful. I hope doing these podcasts is helpful for you. I mean, I really do. That's really
I love
the
it. I love being able to say what I think and having a fashion brand for 12 years. You know, I couldn't say a lot of things. I didn't feel like I could say a lot of things. And I was just thinking about it today. Like I enjoy doing this podcast very much.
well. Thank you. I'm happy to hear that because it would really not be the same if you weren't here. I'd just be talking to myself. Like, what's Jay doing? Talking to himself again? And it's not one of our topics, but I mean, I think that's a very interesting point. Is that you've kind of crossed into a new place. I mean, have some fun today. Obviously, the brand still exists. We're still working on new ways to get that message out and how to bring that to the universe and all sort of stuff. But you're more free and open to kind of be straight about stuff now. Like you're feeling, it's almost like you feel less restricted. Like you almost felt restricted before, like, oh, I better not say this. I better not do that. I better not,
I
whatever.
was. I felt like, oh, I have to walk this line. And at some point it just becomes impossible to walk without being who you are.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's a very good point. Like I don't have that. I haven't ever had that. I mean, from day one, I was always like, I just don't care. And I've been advised a million times, like, cut your hair, do this differently, don't do that, don't do this. And to be honest, I think about it now. I don't think about it, but I do think about it. I'm like, I'm purposely just kind of being me. Like I'm always me, but like I'm almost doing things and saying certain things I've noticed like in the past months ish, little things that I'm just starting to be like,
I've noticed a few and I like it.
I'm like, yeah, no, that wasn't me before. Like, let's go, Schweid. Like, enough of that shit. Get back on
Gloves
that
are
work.
off.
Yeah, gloves are off. Like, I'm going to say the words I'm going to say. I don't care if you don't understand what they mean. I just don't care. Like, that's what it is. And it's okay. I mean, the chips will land where they land, but I'm
I
not,
still like you.
I'm very grateful for that. I mean, I'm grateful because it's like really cold outside and I prefer sleeping indoors. So, so yeah, I don't know. I think, I don't know, maybe that's part of the creative process. Maybe that's part of growth and creativity, and understanding that. And yeah, it's,
And maybe getting older. I don't know. I
I'm
kind of
not getting older.
I know you like to pretend that ages and years don't go on, but
I
I'm
don't.
fully embracing my age.
Very happy for you. Really, I'm happy for you and everybody else. I really am. Truly, I
Okay.
mean that from the bottom of my heart. I really do. Um,
All righty.
anyway, I think it's that time again.
I do too.
You do. It's rapid fire time. Yeah. Let's do that rapid fire. Come on, do the rapid fire. It's not the rapid fire song, but maybe we'll do a new rapid fire song like next in the new season or something. I don't know.
That's all you, honey. That's all you. All
Yeah.
right. Well,
Well, yes.
I thought I would start it off.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, ladies first, if you insist.
Okay. So, Mr. Schweid, one thing you miss most about summer and winter, and then vice versa.
So, most thing I miss about summer and winter, the first thing that comes to my mind is Mr. Softy.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I mean, like having that sort of a thing.
Like walk down the street. Oh, there's Mr. Softy.
Yeah. Like you don't get that in the winter. Like I mean, I like that.
Hmm.
I do like, there's a lot of things, that I like about summer, but that's kind of a unique thing.
Okay. Aaron, what about
What I miss about
when
winter and
it's
summer.
summer? What do you miss about winter? Nothing.
No, to be honest, I mean, I like a good sweater.
Oh,
I mean, I like
yes.
a good sweater. I like a good soup. That
Well,
I mean, it's
never
not that I
knows.
well, it's not that I don't eat soup in the summer ever. like I do sometimes, but like, a good sweater and a good soup on a cold day. And honestly, I like that feeling, not for hours, and not, but like that good feeling, like opening the door and like, oof, it's oof, that like refreshing cold until
Okay.
it's like, okay, stop. like put the heat back on. So yeah, I would say those are the
Great answers. The next one. If you could have one condiment, which would it be?
only one.
Only one condiment, sorry.
I'd probably go with mustard.
Good
I mean, when you
choice.
say condiment, I was going like with the top three or four, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah. Only
ketchup,
only
mustard,
one
mayo.
only
Yeah,
one in your kitchen, yeah. Okay, good choice. Okay, and who is a doctor you enjoy going to?
ENT by far. I love
Look
going
at
to
you,
the ENT.
like happy.
Oh my goodness! And I found my old ENT again after all these years. Oh my God, do I love this guy? This guy. I'm going to plug him. Stephen Rothstein, NYU. If you need an ENT, there's no one else to go to.
He'll get
Period.
the wax out of your ears.
Period. Full stop. He is the greatest. He's just the greatest. He's sweet. He's nice. He's kind, and he's an unbelievable doctor. Like he's unbelievable. I mean, he was a lifesaver for me when I was traveling all the time in my tennis days, and I was getting sick. He saved me, and I finally found him again. And I saw him the other like a couple of weeks ago. I was heavenly. I was waiting to see him for months, and just he's the best, the best, the
Well, I'm
best.
so glad
No
that
disrespect to any other doctor that I see from time to time.
yeah.
I'm very lucky. I have really good people when I, God forbid, I need something. But him, psh, whole other experience.
Happy for you.
I'm very happy for me too right now. Quite frankly, I'm excited just thinking about it.
Really?
Yeah, I really am. I'm getting a little bit clumped. All right, are you ready?
Sure.
One thing you miss about summer and winter.
Sitting outside and under a covered surface because I don't like sitting out in direct sun. I find it uncomfortable. But just being outside in the summertime in the late afternoon and just relaxing in that heat. I love it. It's very relaxing to me.
Okay, and one thing you miss about summer and winter, winter and summer.
I mean, look, I would love to. I mean, I know we just had a snowstorm, but unfortunately, it was here in Pennsylvania where I had to do a lot of work and not just enjoy it. um, let's see. I'm just going to go with like the fashion, like bundling up in cute head to toe hat, scarves, gloves.
Winter fashion is way better than summer fashion.
I do. That is kind of a fun thing in a way.
Yeah. Okay, I'll
A
take
little
it.
bit of a bogus answer.
No, it's a reasonable answer. It's reasonable. If you could only have one condiment, which would it be?
It would be my habanero sauce.
Bold.
I,
Bold. That's
that's
bold.
where I go.
That's bold. That's bold. Yeah, I went with mustard
That was my number two because I do love a good mustard.
because mustard can kind of,
I
you
like
can kind of play the game a little bit with the mustard. You can play it
yeah.
a little bit.
I mean, it's way beyond ketchup.
Yeah, I know you don't like it. All right, relax. Don't be shitting on the tomato. Okay, just don't be shitting on the
I
tomato.
love tomatoes.
You remember that? Remember that joke in Pulp Fiction?
No.
What?
Oh no! Wait, the one about Samuel L. Jackson with
No,
the.
no.
So
When
you tell me
when
because you remember
no
these
no
things.
no. After Uma was almost dead and they had to save her, and then uh, John Travolta walks her back to the house, and like she was gonna tell him a joke or something, and she was like, "You want to hear that joke?" So he tells a joke. He's like, "What did the I don't know if it's the big tomato said to the smaller tomato or the fast tomato says to the slower tomato?" He's like, "What did the one tomato say to the other?" He's like, "Catch up."
Okay, I don't remember that, but that's
You get the joke?
yes, yes. Cute.
it was that not funny when she did it. That's what made it so funny. So,
Okay,
yeah.
cute.
A doctor you enjoy going to?
Um, I, I like all my doctors. I'm going to go with my gynecologist just because she's really cool and we have cool conversations, not for any other reason.
I don't think most women would pick that. I don't think that's the first choice for most
I
women.
know because honestly, I'm not. I get along with all my doctors. So,
Well, you get along with people. You're much nicer than I am.
well, the doctors actually like me because I actually I do all the things you're supposed to do. They're like, if all my patients could be like you, I'm like, well, they can't. So,
Yeah, no, it's true. You're very good at that. You're on time to things. You get your homework done first. You finish your food. You clean your plate. Like you're an overachiever when it comes to that kind. Certain things you're a real overachiever. Not everything, but in a lot of things you're really. It took a long time for me to kind of figure it out and find that balance because you would be ready when we had to go someplace. It would drive me fucking insane. I'm like, I'm on time. Like, I'm on time. Why do you have your coat on 10 minutes before we're walking out the door? I'm schwitzing here and I'm not even late. And I'm like stressing that I'm late because I'm not late. And you're an overachiever. But now I think we're having a better balance now.
yeah.
It took us a little while to find that groove, but I think we're in a good groove now.
Okay.
Now we're not there so much. Like a lot of times I'm ready ahead of you now. Thank you very much. Just saying.
You're sneaky.
I'm a sneaker. I'm a sneaker. Okay, well that was fun. Did you have fun? I had fun. I had so much fun. So much.
I had some fun today.
Wow. Now no one's plugging here because that's not what we do. We don't plug here. Not on pickles
We
and
will be coming
pasta.
out with new mugs though, because they are sold out for a while.
I know, but I love how they start to wear. Like again, get on the YouTube and see this stuff, kids. Like how the A's wearing one of the cups I have. There's like no A at all. It's like hava smia fatuade. I have no idea what the hell that cup is, but I wear. That's what I'm saying. Like where I don't care, I drink it anyway. And people are like, "What the fuck does this cup say?" I'm like, I don't know. It's one of a kind, and I'm the one. Anyway, thank you for joining. Thank you for being here. I hope you're warm and cuddly wherever you are. And I hope you're enjoying the fact that it's getting darker later. Yay. And we will see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.